Hey, what's up guys? My name's David aka Desirous, and today I'm bringing you a video not so much about the gameplay. Today I'm going to be talking to you guys about how I, and indeed thousands of other YouTubers, managed to fit a hobby like this around day-to-day activities. Now, for those of you who don't know how much effort it takes to put into making a video like this one, the editing process, obviously the rendering does itself and also the uploading does itself, but the amount of editing and also the time we have to put into it just to record the gameplays and also the commentaries or where we're speaking, it does take a while to do. It takes hours of time, possibly for even one video. For some YouTubers like myself, it does take hours just to make one video for you guys. However, today I'm going to be talking to you guys about how I, and as I said, other YouTubers of different ages, and how other people can fit both gaming and also YouTube around their current lifestyle. Now, personally for myself, I'm only new to YouTube. I'm still trying to get that perfect balance of when I should be doing things, how long I should be doing things. I'm not the quickest at editing, however that will come with time. But to start off with, I do want to talk to kids out there, and when I say kids, anyone up to possibly the age of 18, basically school kids. I was a kid once, still am obviously. I'm only 18 for those of you who don't know. And now I'm going to give you a couple of little tips that I personally found a lot of help when I was your age, when I was 15 or whatever age you are, and I was trying to play games, and my mother would go, "No, you need to do your homework," and I'd be like, "But I want to play games." "No, you need to do homework." No, by the way, my voice was really high when I was like 15. Obviously I'm low down. I'm joking. Yeah, but anyway, so the first thing I do want to say is, what's your parents' argument? Your parents' argument is well, not always, but 99% of the time it's get your homework done, like all that kind of stuff. You need to be ready for school. Now, it might sound easy enough for me to say it, but if you get your homework done, and if you get your other jobs done, like your chores, like your whatever your parents want you to do, the washing up, the drying up, the vacuuming, the washing, I don't know. If they want you to do that, then do it. I know it sounds stupid, but just do it, and then your parents can't complain. I always used to try and get my homework done, and say my regular schedule was 9 till 3 school. I'd finish school at 3, come home, do homework till 5, have dinner, do homework till about 6 if I needed to, and then after 6 my time was my own. I mean, I'd get the chores done if I needed to in the same kind of time between 3 and 6. And once they're done, they're done. I don't have to worry about them then. The homework's done. If the homework isn't for another 3 days to be done, don't do it on the last day. Get it over and done with while it's fresh in your mind. It'll take you less time and just become time efficient like I was. Now, after 6 o'clock, if your parents allow you to, obviously, like, don't just say, "Oh no, I'm going to go on my games, blah blah blah." But if your parents are fine with you doing everything and then going on your games, then do it, and then you can go on your games. You know, it's, if you've got a PS3, if you've got an Xbox, it's addictive sometimes to just want to go on your games when you get home from school. If you've had a bad day, trust me guys, I know exactly what it's like to have a bad day. If you have one of those days that you think, "Oh, I really can't be bothered with homework," it's funny, again, I'm going to say this and you guys are going to go, "Oh no it doesn't," but unless you've done it you won't know what I mean. If you have a really bad day at school, you come home at 3 o'clock, you are really out of it, you don't want to do anything, trust me, if you can even do an hour or two until like 5 o'clock work before you go on your games, it takes a lot of stress out of later on, especially if you're like an A-level student or a GCSE student. If you're trying to do a lot of work at the same time, if you just have a day off and do absolutely nothing for that day, then you will struggle when it comes down to the end and you cannot find enough hours in the day. I've done that, loads of other people have done it. Trust me when I say you want to try and do as much as you can at the time you have, use your time efficiently, and then enjoy the time that you don't have to work. As I said, for those of you who might fancy making YouTube videos, or those of you who do, who are 15, 16, then make the most of your time, and the spare time put into doing your hobbies, like making YouTube videos for example. But yeah, so that's for younger kids or school kids. Now I'm going to speak more about myself. As you know, I'm 18. Now, I'm just literally in the next 4 or 5 weeks coming up to the end of 15 years of schooling. Now that sounds a long time, I know. When I say schooling, I mean literally I had 2 years before the 13 that I've actually been going through different exams and such. However, obviously the last 2 years of my life have been really busy. For those of you who live in the UK, do A-levels, I don't know what sort of qualifications or schooling they have over in the UK for any of you guys who are over in the US, sorry. But over here in the UK now, schooling gets a lot harder between GCSE and A-level. I don't want to go too much into that, that's going to go off topic too much. But basically the last 2 years have been really difficult for myself, and most other people find that it is more difficult in A-levels or the same qualifications before you go into university. But even with it being so difficult, even with putting in 4 or 5 hours, sometimes a night, into just doing independent work, not even homework, just doing work off my own back, on top of say 2 or 3 hours homework that teachers have set you, even after that I can still fit in making these videos for you guys. And it's not, a lot of people say, oh, you can't do everything, you can't possibly doing work and still having a hobby like this. Now, I'm going to completely disagree with that. Now, again, like I said with the school kids, do the work first. That's always the best option. Especially when you get to A-levels, you literally need to work for months and months prior to the exams. I mean, work as in work hard. Now, in GCSEs, if you're a bright student, as I'm not going to claim to be a bright student, but I could get away with possibly 3 or 4 weeks before the exam period, just absolutely hammering everything, and I still came out with A's, B's and C's. But in A-levels, if you don't do it for 3 or 4 months beforehand, you've got no chance of even passing it with an E grade in the UK. You've got no chance at all. But even though as tempting as it is to just jump on the PS3 or to make a video and do a bit of editing for you guys, as I do enjoy editing, I personally know, and I'm glad to say I'm mature enough to know, that work does have to come first. Now, to do that, that's fine. Get it over and done with. It'll take a long time. Yeah, it might take me till 8, 9 o'clock in the evening some nights. After doing work, after having school all day, after doing work when I come home. Also, if I have any chores, again, if you have to do that. But I've got into a routine of playing video games after about like 9 o'clock or something, once everything's done. If you say, right, I'm going to do everything, and then when I've finished, I'm going to jump on my games at 9 o'clock. That's a way that I've enjoyed to do it, or found easy to do it. And then when I've got a bit of free time, if I've done work and I fancy a break, when I have done the work, not if I just fancy a break randomly out of like the blue, if I just go, oh, I really can't be bothered, I'll have a break. I don't do that. If I've worked hard and I'm tired and I fancy a break, then I will give myself a break, and I'll probably, as I'll do when I'm recording this, I've taken a break now and I'm recording this, and then I'm going to edit it for you guys. But anyway, I'm not getting onto that. But also, one last topic or one last area I want to talk about in this is for adults. Now, some of you may be adults who watch these videos. I doubt many adults will be watching these videos. But for any of you guys who do, now obviously again I can't speak from experience, but I do know people who have families, wives, even kids. Not wives, I'll rule that one out. A wife. Desirous is not recommending you have 3 wives. No, you're not King Henry VIII. But if you just have 1 wife, that's fine by me. And if you have 2 or 3 kids, you can still fit in a hobby like YouTube around your life. That's just, you have to remember to put your family first. That is a definite example I want to give you though, is Woody's Gamertag. Now, a lot of you guys must have heard of Woody's Gamertag. If you don't, go and check him out. He's a massive YouTuber. I think it's 900,000 subscribers or something crazy like that. He's been in this for about 2 years now. He's got 2 kids, he's got a loving wife, and he's got this as a full-time job. However, he does this around his family. He'll do stuff with his kids, he'll give his wife the loving and attention she needs, and then after, again, I think it's about 9 o'clock he said in one of his videos or something like that, he'll then sit down and go into his office and play games and interact with like the YouTube community and do other stuff. Now obviously he's a big time YouTuber who goes to different events and flies all over the world to go to COD XP or whatever Call of Duty events or other events. But he's a big YouTuber, so he's a prime example for myself to look up to and say, he can do this YouTube. He's got a family, he's got a wife, he's got kids, he's got a dog I think as well, but he's got all this other stuff he needs to schedule YouTube around, and yet he can do it with the finest of ease. So he's a great example for a lot of guys and girls out there, not being sexist, but it is a prime example that you can, even when you're an adult with more responsibilities than children have. Don't get annoyed with me, kids. I'm going to admit, until you're like 19, 20, or until you move out even, you don't have as much responsibility as you think. You might think I'm really responsible at the age of 12 because I can brush my own teeth and tie my shoelaces, I don't know, but trust me, you're not. Well, you can be responsible, but not in the same way as an adult who cares for their family, does a full-time job just to put food on the table and stuff like that. So anyway guys, I hope you did enjoy this video. I know it was a lot of rambling on in the end, but I hope you guys did get something out of this video. Any of you guys who are thinking about possibly starting in YouTube, do go and check out a video at the end as well, which is me talking to another YouTuber which does have an insight into how we both schedule YouTube around our lives, and also gives a couple of tips for any of you guys who want to start in YouTube. But one thing I do have to say is, if you do want to do it and you have a passion in gaming or in YouTube or something like that, then do go ahead and do it guys, because it's an absolute great community to get into, and I think that's a great note to finish this on. So take care guys. Thanks for watching guys. Don't forget to check out the videos on the right hand side of the screen. The first video is a Modern Warfare 3 live video commentary. The second is a dual commentary with Ultimate Gamer 502/AJ. And the third video is a Gold M4A1 tips and tricks video for Modern Warfare 3. And don't forget to click on the logo and go ahead and subscribe. And have a nice day.